Got leftover turkey or chicken? Let's make chicken pot pie gnocchi. This is a comforting twist on a traditional favorite, all cooked in one pot in about 30 minutes. It tastes exactly like chicken pot pie.
Love me some pie.
Let's get started. Grab a large pot or Dutch oven and over medium-high heat, add 4 tablespoons of butter. Let that get good and melty. Add 2 finely diced shallots. Add 2 stalks of celery, diced. Add 2 medium carrots, peeled and sliced. And 1 cup of sliced white mushrooms. Stir that for a couple of minutes, and when the mushrooms start to release their liquid, add some salt and pepper. Continue cooking until the carrots are tender. It took about 7 minutes for me. Turn down the heat to medium if it looks like it's getting too hot.
It's like Africa hot.
Once the vegetables are tender, add 2 minced garlic cloves, 2 teaspoons of poultry seasoning, and 1 teaspoon of thyme. Stir that until the garlic becomes fragrant, about 1 to 2 minutes. Sprinkle in 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Now stir that for another minute until every bit is coated in the flour. This will help thicken our stew. Now stir in 3 cups of chicken stock and 1 cup of milk. Now bring that to a boil. Add a 16-ounce package of gnocchi. Turn the heat down to medium so it's lightly simmering. Stir and cook for another 5 to 6 minutes or until the gnocchi is done. Add 2 cups of cooked chicken shredded into bite-sized pieces and a half a cup of frozen peas. Stir for 1 more minute to heat up the chicken and thaw the peas. Taste and add salt and pepper if you think it needs it. And you're done. Let me know in the comments if you made this recipe and if you liked it. You can find the full printable recipe on my website. The link will be in the description box below. Here's how to make a chorizo sausage and rice skillet. This one-pan dinner uses simple ingredients and takes only 30 minutes. Let's get started. First, we'll heat up 1 tablespoon of olive oil over medium heat. When that's hot, add 1 pound of sliced chorizo sausage. Stir and cook until nicely browned on both sides. Then add 1 diced green bell pepper. Sauté for a couple of minutes until the peppers start to soften. Now add the spices. 1 teaspoon smoked paprika, half a teaspoon dried oregano, half a teaspoon dried thyme, 1/4 teaspoon onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, and 1/8 teaspoon cayenne pepper, and freshly ground black pepper. Mix in all those spices to allow their flavors to really bloom. Now add a can of diced fire-roasted tomatoes and stir that in. Add 1 cup of washed white rice. This is long grain white rice. Allow the rice to absorb all those flavors before adding 1.5 cups of chicken stock. Turn up the heat, stir, and bring this to a boil. Then turn down the heat to low, cover with a lid, and let simmer gently for 20 minutes on the heat, and then 5 minutes off the heat. And there you have it, chorizo sausage and rice skillet. Let me know in the comments if you made it and if you liked it. The link to the full recipe is in the description box below. Well, hello there. Let's make a quick one-pan dinner, creamy chicken and mushroom pasta skillet. It has juicy chicken bites, mushrooms, spinach, and pasta, all in a creamy white wine sauce. Let's get started. First, heat a large skillet over medium-high heat and add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. When that's hot, add 2 chicken breasts cut into bite-sized pieces and season generously with salt and pepper. Cook until the chicken is browned on all sides and almost cooked through, and then remove it to a plate and set aside. To the same skillet, add 1 tablespoon of butter. When that's melted, add the mushrooms and cook until they start to become golden. Season with salt and pepper. When the mushrooms look like this, add 1 diced shallot, 2 cloves of garlic. Cook until that garlic starts to become fragrant and then add half of a red bell pepper thinly sliced. Add 1 tablespoon of each fresh thyme, rosemary, and sage. You can use dried if that's all you have. You could even use 2 tablespoons of poultry seasoning if that's what you have. Keep stirring and cook until the peppers start to soften, about 5 to 8 minutes. And then add 1/4 cup of dry white wine. Scrape the bottom of the pan to release all those flavors. Return the chicken to the skillet. Add 1½ cups of chicken stock, a half a cup of heavy cream. When that starts to bubble and come to a boil, lower the heat to a simmer and add your pasta. This is 6 ounces of mafalda corta, but you can use any shortcut pasta. Other types of shortcut pasta could be penne or rotini or macaroni. I only chose this pasta because they look like tiny baby lasagna noodles. So cute. Anywho, squish this down as much as possible so most of it is covered in sauce. Cook until the pasta is al dente.
So fancy!
About 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your choice of pasta. When the pasta is done, stir in a big handful of chopped spinach leaves. Stir until the spinach starts to wilt, about a minute. Add a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese and 1 tablespoon of butter, and stir until it's melted and smooth. Finish with fresh chopped parsley and more Parmesan. If you'd like to try this recipe, the link is in the description box below. And make sure you subscribe so you never miss when I upload a new recipe. Let's make Tuscan chicken with a creamy garlic and Parmesan sauce, sun-dried tomatoes, and spinach. Let's get started. We'll start with 2 chicken breasts and cut them in half horizontally. Like this, so you end up with 4 pieces. Try to get them all to be the same thickness. I kind of failed at this. What are you gonna do? I'll do the same with the other chicken breast. By the way, this is my red cutting board I only use for meat, so I can sterilize it after. Season both sides with salt and pepper. In a frying pan over medium-high heat, add 1 tablespoon olive oil and 2 teaspoons of the sun-dried tomato oil from the jar. Once that's hot, add the chicken. Brown the chicken on all sides. Move the chicken around if the heat in your pan is not even. Once the chicken is nice and golden brown, take it out of the pan and keep it nearby on a plate. Then turn the heat down to medium and add 1 tablespoon of butter. Add 1 diced shallot, 3 cloves of minced garlic. Stir that, and when it starts to smell fragrant, add half a cup of chicken stock. Scrape the bottom of the pan to get all those yummy bits. This is called deglazing. Then add half a cup of chopped sun-dried tomatoes and 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Stir until the tomato paste melts into the sauce. Then add 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Once the Parmesan is melted, add 3 cups of washed baby spinach. Stir that until the spinach is wilted. It only takes a couple of minutes. Now add your herbs. This is 2 tablespoons fresh basil and 1 tablespoon fresh thyme. Stir until it gets thick and saucy, just like me. Put the chicken back into the pan. Don't forget to add the juices. Turn the heat to medium-low and let the chicken finish cooking in the sauce. It takes about 10 minutes. All right, let's eat. Spoon the sauce over the chicken. Finish with more Parmesan and fresh basil. You can find the full printable recipe on my website. The link is in the description box below. Let's make this creamy, delicious Dijon chicken and potato skillet. It all cooks in 1 pan. Let's get started. In a large bowl, add quartered baby potatoes, 5 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Give that a good toss and add 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Stir to combine. Preheat your oven to 375 and now we'll start cooking. In a large oven-safe skillet over medium-high heat, add 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of butter. Once that's hot, add your chicken thighs and potatoes. Let that cook for about 4 to 5 minutes without touching so it browns on one side. Then flip everything over to brown on the other side. You know, I think this is too much butter. I think next time I'll only use 1 tablespoon. Once the chicken and potatoes are browned, remove them to a plate and cover to keep warm while we make the sauce. Lower the heat in the pan and add 1 more tablespoon of butter. Once that's melted, add 2 cloves of minced garlic. When you start to smell that delicious garlic aroma, add 1 cup of chicken stock and 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I've switched to a whisk so I can scrape up all the delicious flavors from the bottom of the pan. Once everything is mixed together, add salt and pepper and 1 cup of heavy cream. Add back the chicken and potatoes. Make sure you give everything a good toss in that delicious sauce. Now put the skillet in the oven, 375 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes, or until the potatoes are fork tender and the chicken is cooked through. And that's it, Dijon chicken and potato skillet. As always, you can find the full printable recipe on my website. The link will be in the description box below. Let's make sausage and kale pasta featuring hot Italian sausage, kale, and fusilli in a rich sauce. All made in one pan. It's an easy weeknight dinner for when you're short on time. Grab your large pot or pan and let's get started. Over medium heat, add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Add 1 package hot Italian sausage and 1 diced onion. Sauté the sausage and onion until nicely browned. Crumble up the big pieces of sausage. Keep stirring so it doesn't stick. It's looking good now, so I'll add the rest of the ingredients. 2 cups marinara sauce. 2 cups chicken stock. 1 yellow bell pepper that I chopped up. 8 ounces fusilli pasta. 3 cups chopped kale. 3 cloves minced garlic. 1 tablespoon Italian seasoning and half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. 1 tablespoon dried basil leaves. Stir that really well and bring to a boil. Once it's boiling, add salt and pepper. Then reduce the heat to a simmer and cover with a lid. Before I put the lid on, I like to make sure all the pasta is covered with sauce so it cooks evenly. The dish is done when the pasta is cooked. This could be anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes depending on what pasta you used. Look how saucy it got. Just before serving, stir in half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. You can add some fresh basil at this point, but I didn't have any. You can find the full printable recipe on my website. The link is in the description box below. Let's make a super easy sheet pan dinner. Greek chicken and potatoes. It has tender bites of chicken breast, baby potatoes, and lemon. It's all cooked on one sheet pan with the most delicious Greek marinade. Then we drizzle it with this amazing honey lemon tahini sauce. Let's get started. Preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. First, we'll cut up 2 pounds of small potatoes into bite-sized pieces and add them into a large bowl. Next, I'll slice up 3 cloves of garlic very thinly. Now I'll take half a large red onion and cut that into chunks. Now I'll switch to my cutting board for raw meat and cut up 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast into strips. Cut 1 lemon into wedges and squeeze the juice into the bowl with the potatoes, onion, and chicken. Throw the lemon wedges in there too. Add a big pinch of kosher salt and 2 tablespoons of dried oregano. Add 4 tablespoons or a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Toss all that together so every bit is coated in the marinade. Add the marinated ingredients to a sheet pan lined with parchment paper. Cover loosely and place in a 425 degree Fahrenheit oven for 30 minutes. While that's cooking, let's make the honey lemon tahini sauce. First, we'll need the juice of 1 lemon. Add that to a bowl with half a cup of tahini, half a cup of Greek yogurt, 2 teaspoons of honey, and 1 crushed garlic clove. Stir that so it's completely mixed and then add water a bit at a time until it's thin and pourable. How much you add depends on how thick your tahini and yogurt are. I ended up adding about a half cup of water, but you might need more or less. Cover and keep refrigerated until the chicken is done. After 30 minutes, remove the sheet pan and add 4 ounces of crumbled feta cheese and 2 teaspoons of dried crushed rosemary. That goes back in the oven for a final 15 minutes. And here it is out of the oven. Let it sit for just a minute so the chicken can absorb every bit of lemon juice. Garnish with chopped fresh parsley. Drizzle the honey lemon tahini sauce over the whole thing. For tonight's dinner, I'll be serving this Greek chicken with some warmed flatbread and a freshly made Greek salad. Video link in description. We have also eaten this chicken in a flatbread with some chopped cucumber and tomatoes and a big dollop of tzatziki, kind of like a gyro. Let me know in the comments how you would eat it. You can find the link to the full printable recipe in the description box below. Holy sheet, it's a sheet pan dinner. Sheet pan mustard chicken, in fact, in less than 30 minutes. Let's get started. Preheat your oven to 425. Add your prepped potatoes and carrots to your sheet pan. I also added 4 cloves of peeled whole garlic. Because garlic, I drizzled 1 tablespoon of olive oil on there. Now add salt and pepper. Lots of pepper. Lots of pepper. And salt. Look how weirdly small these potatoes are. Now use your hands and mix all of that olive oil and seasoning in. Really give them a good massage. Then put the potatoes and carrots in the oven. This recipe calls for 6 chicken thighs, but I'm making 8, so I have leftovers. Pat the chicken dry with paper towels. Don't forget, sanitize all the chickeny surfaces. Let's make the marinade. Grab a mixing bowl and add 4 cloves of minced garlic. Yeah, there's a lot of garlic in this recipe. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil, then add 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard. I like this one. Add 1 tablespoon of rosemary leaves. More salt and pepper. Now stir, stir, stir. Add all the chicken thighs. And mix it up really good. Get that mustard marinade in all the nooks and crannies, as well as the cracks and crevices, if you will. Take the vegetables out of the oven after about 10 minutes and give them a stir. Look how nice and caramelized the carrots are. Now I'm going to make some room for the chicken. If you're making more than 2 servings, you can lay the chicken directly on top of the vegetables. Any leftover marinade can be spread on the chicken. Now it goes back in the oven for about 15 minutes. Look at that, it looks perfect. I'm going to check the temperature of the thickest piece. It should be at least 165, but thighs can go as high as 180 without drying out. 174. Don't forget to squeeze fresh lemon over the whole thing before serving. Let me know if you tried this recipe and leave me a comment. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.